I just watched the apology video from Latocha. To start, I was very, very hopeful that this was going to be the end of the back and forth. I thought this was going to be, that she was going to say, okay, enough is enough. No more going on the interviews and bashing my sister. I'm just going to get on IG Live and say, I'm sorry. I call a truce. And Tamika and I will handle this together as family. But it didn't go like that. Two things can exist at once. I do believe that there were moments of sincerity and hurt. However, she led with that. That was the focus of her apology. It wasn't an apology necessarily. It was more, I want everybody to now feel sorry for me because I'm getting a bunch of negative press and it's too much to handle. I do believe that it's a lot, but Latocha needs to take ownership, complete ownership. And it's not about apologizing to the fans. The fans don't have anything to do with this. Everything that you guys present to us, you're presenting to us. We consume it in some type of way. Either we watch it, we talk about it, or both. But at the end of the day, it's not our lives. You gave Tamika an apology, but the apology started off with Kandi. You probably apologized to Kandi because of the damaging things that Rocky has said about Todd on Tasha K's show. That could be a way to kind of save face with Kandi, especially if Kandi and Todd decide to take legal action, because what he said can be damaging to a person's character, especially if it's not true. Then you apologize to Tiny, which I didn't really get that. You apologize to your mom. That wasn't necessary. I mean, you see your mom all the time. Your mom didn't show the best version of herself on the show, and therefore people have commented on it. If people sign up to do reality TV shows, you're getting something out of it in the form of money, other opportunity. You're getting something from reality TV. Unfortunately, there is a downside to reality TV. And when you go on to reality TV, you've got to know anything goes and anything can happen. Of course, nobody wants bad things to be said about their mom in the press. That's still something you can talk to your mom offline. And down to Tamika, it kind of went south when you were just like, you had receipts, but I have receipts too. It was a dog whistle to say, I have stuff on you as well. There was a lot that was said, but there was not a lot of ownership. We know that you have an album coming out in a week or two. And I know that some of this has to do with damage control because, yes, you are putting out a gospel album. And yes, you would love for the first week sales to be decent. I get it. It's not genuine. And I think that's what's missing. That is what ultimately is going to take away all of this undue stress that you're dealing with. If you just let your guard down just a little bit and stop being negative. When we watch the show, first of all, every time, I'm not expecting for you, to walk around just bouncing around smiling in every scene, but there is an energy that you bring into the room and you expect for everybody to cater to you. It's just the air in which that you carry. Nobody is targeting you for no reason. And I think you did yourself a disservice. And I don't know if this was a plan that, you and Rocky came up with together to take in all these interviews where you're assassinating Tamika's character, because I believe that backfired. Not even a week or two ago on YouTube, you did your little skit where you, in retaliation to the group, and you showing clips of Xscape on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens live show, where Tamika is apologizing to Kandi for lying on her. When you were making that video, were you having a good spirit then? Were you being righteous and doing the right thing then when you did that? Were you being a good person when you did the interview about Joe not liking Kandi or Tiny's voice? Were you being a good sister when you did the news interview and when asked about the 30,000, you deflected and basically insinuated that Tamika has daddy issues and that you and your mom have always helped her through hard times? One of the things that you said was, all of this started because I wanted to do a gospel album. That's not true. The backlash didn't start because you wanted to do a gospel album. It's the way in which you move. It's the way in which you don't take accountability. It's the way in which you continuously gaslight your sister. You're not used to this version of Tamika, the Tamika that takes up for herself. You're not used to that person. You don't even know that person. And so it's like you're losing control. And so while we can be empathetic to some of the bad press that you're getting, we also have to look at it as though you're getting this press because you're not taking accountability. You can't be mean and ugly to people, but then all of a sudden want everybody to corral around you and feel bad for what you're going through. It just doesn't work like that. And I hate it that you introduce mental health into all of this. And let me just be clear. I don't know what your mental health status is. This is the first time I've ever heard anything about that. But I know there's a difference between going through a storm and actually experiencing mental health. I have a family member right now today that's in a mental health facility that's dealing with mental health issues. So I don't take kindly when that is thrown around so much. And there were some things that within what you were saying, like putting it back on people in the media that contribute to the mental health that you're enduring. But you've participated in all of this. Nobody would have content to make if you didn't create the content that's being discussed. You did that. My hope is this money situation between you and Tamika gets resolved, because I think once that is resolved, you can truly move forward in your relationship. Once that is resolved, and once you and Tamika have an understanding that y'all have to keep everybody out of your relationship, that includes Rocky, that includes your mom, that includes your dad. Y'all have a sisterly bond that you need to protect. But it cannot be one-sided. It can't just be Tamika doing the work. You got to participate. And once y'all have resolved this money issue, because that's the biggest elephant in the room. Once y'all have resolved that, then it's about letting some of the other smaller things go and starting anew. But this apology that we saw today, that wasn't an apology. That was, oh shit, I messed up. I need to do something that comes off as genuine. And even in the midst of you doing something that's supposed to be genuine, it's disingenuous because you didn't take full ownership. You made yourself the victim. And that's just not right.